Welcome to another episode of Quick Question with top producing Twin Cities Realtor Dave Oswald. Now, join Dave as he answers your questions about residential real estate.
Today I'm with Matthew Brown of Homesite Inspections. Matt's been doing my inspections for my buyers for about the last 10 years. And when I'm helping a client find a home, they have to get an inspection. It's just really critical. And I look for three things: structural integrity, safety, and security. So today Matt's going to talk to us a little bit about what should those home buyers look for when you're doing an inspection.
Well, it's a great question, Dave, and thanks for having me on. I look forward to answering that. Really, what should a person be looking for during the inspection? Everyone has to come with a realistic approach. There's going to be things that are going to be wrong with this house. There is no such thing as a perfect house. And
even new construction?
Even new construction.
Okay.
Every house, I always sum it up as every beauty's got warts, and my job is to find those warts. It doesn't mean your house is a bad house.
Yeah.
We want to find these things to try to prevent future problems, maybe make it so that a small thing doesn't turn into a major thing. The other reason for a home inspection is to make sure you don't buy the house with the major thing and get stuck with it and have buyer's remorse afterwards. I like the 3 S's, Dave. That's very appropriate. I think that you really want to make sure that you're getting a safe house, that you're not getting a house with structural problems, and you know, obviously a place that this is home, and make sure it's a safe house to live in. So outside of that, really, I think what it boils down to is that you need that peace of mind.
Right.
Like, this is a huge purchase that you're making, and what I try to do is I try to put everything in perspective so that you can move forward and feel good about the decision you're doing.
You know, when Matthew's inspecting a home, a typical home out here in the suburbs, that inspection can take 4 hours. And I've seen you up on roofs. I tell my clients he inspects from the top to the bottom to side, and all throughout. And what are the 3 or 4 or 5 most common ailments that you find in the existing housing stock? Sure,
that's a great question. You know, I'll kind of take you on a quick walkthrough of how an inspection would go. Maybe you've never had an inspection before. I always start on the exterior of the house and take a macro look at things. That's where really the inspection could be over in the first 5 minutes by just looking at is it leaning, is it sagging, plumb, square, and level. You know, kind of give it that blessing first, and then move in for a closer look. I walk around the house looking at the foundation, looking for grading issues, and I'd say probably 90% of the homes have problems with their grading. That's where the soil would slope back towards the house, so all that surface water would cause moisture issues. Those are things that you really want to watch out for. Moisture seems to be the thing that causes lots of issues.
Isn't that one of the most common concerns for buyers is water intrusion and mold?
It's huge, yeah.
Okay.
I can see the demeanor on people's faces just change when we find stuff with moisture. Everybody's greatest fear probably is that they're going to get a river that runs through the basement. You know, and that's what comes into their mind as soon as I point out a stain.
But you crawl up in the attics, you look at the insulation, you look at the ventilation, you go downstairs and go into the mechanical room. At what point, Matt, in the inspection do you want the homeowner there? Do you want them there for the whole 3 or 4 hour inspection, or do you want them just there at the end?
Really, David, it doesn't matter. If you want to come to the entire inspection, I'm more than happy to have you just kind of shadow me through. If you're busy with other things, the last thing I want to do is drag somebody around with me who doesn't want to be there. And I can just summarize everything for you really quick and easy at the end. I'm really kind of very flexible, and I can make myself work whatever works best for you.
I think the answer to the question is, should I get an inspection? Yes. And what should my home inspector look for? I think Matt just laid it out perfectly for you. Thanks for joining us today on Quick Question. We'll see you next time.
Have a quick question about residential real estate? Email it to us at quickquestion@daveoswaldhomes.com.